This episode is brought to you by SRB Field Rests, Buck Nasty Deer Lure, and ScentBlender. Smell the blend.
Folks, welcome to another edition of Timber Talk. I'm your host, your buddy, your pal, old Polly. I got the man in the shades, Chris Highline, right there. And then I got Pizza Mike there, right there. Pizza Mike. Yeah, give it up for Pizza Mike. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Luigi. Anyways. So today's topic is kind of going to hit home for us because this has been going on. Local. And this local. This has been going on like, oh my God,
about
we've been
2 months
listening
now, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 months is all kind of blown out of proportion. Maybe there's some conspiracy. We don't know. We don't know what's going to happen. So today's topic is talking about, should state parks, city parks, any kind of parks allow hunting on their properties. So that's going to be our whole thing today about this. Now, why it hits home for us is because we have a park, we have a city park that been around for years. We all been there. We all swam. We all had fun. Whatever.
You took a big. No, sorry, that's different park.
That same. It's still combined the same way, but
same commission. But he did go swimming in a pond one time when he was on a. Not intentionally, but it was pretty hilarious.
It was a drunken bitch.
It was a drunken bitch. He was like, "Oh, let me get on this paddle boat," and he decided to fall off the paddle boat in the pond and lost his cell phone. It's pretty.
It happens. It happens. I saw a boat. I took it.
Yeah.
So, anyways, there's a park nearby us.
Yes.
Oglebay Park, and if some of the locals that watch this know what we're going to talk about, so there's a city park that wants to allow deer management, which means they want to bring in hunters and set them up on secluded areas and try to cut down the deer population because they're overrun with deer. I mean, deer are everywhere up there. Now, Oglebay is a wonderful park. It has a spa. It has a zoo. It's got, a pond to fish in. It's walking trails. It's so much stuff to do there, plus fine dining. If you guys ever get a chance, it's good food. I know about food. Mike, you know what I'm talking about. So,
wait a minute. Why did you point at Mike there?
What?
Why did you point at Mike?
I think he likes food too.
Well, I like food.
I don't like food.
I'm sorry.
I feel offended.
Shit.
I'm offended.
I apologize. I apologize, everyone. Everyone, let's hold hands. Let's hold it. No, okay.
I'm not holding your hand.
So, anyways, this park, what's going on locally is the radio stations, the news people. We got, I guess, attorneys. We got all this stuff going on about this Oglebay park, because a lot of people are saying the deer are tame, they feed them all the time and all this other stuff. So we're just going to dive in. We're going to talk about the facts. We're going to keep it fair and balanced as much as possible, but we're also going to speak our opinion. So for all y'all out there listening, that gets butt hurt and got this tofu kind of attitude.
That would never happen.
No, never.
People never get upset over anything.
No.
Everyone's calm, cool, collected.
Everywhere.
Yes, everyone loves everybody. So we're just going to dive into this. I guess who wants to hit it up? I mean, what are we talking about here?
Well,
so who wants to shoot first?
It's real simple.
Okay.
Basically, in a nutshell, along with the news, the radio stations, there has now been a lawsuit that has been filed against the city. Would it be a city or would it just be the park itself?
Well, it's kind of weird because it's city and county,
so it's like a double.
Let's let me lay down how this is going down before we get into this. So basically, what they were going to do is they were going to do a lottery drawing for hunters. They were going to have 30 hunters per day, I think, and they were going to harvest Their goal was 100 deer
for 3 days, though.
for 3 days in November.
100 deer
And
in 3 days. I don't know.
I don't know. They did their drawing, and now people are all pissed off because some of these people feed the deer and they love the deer and they name the deer and they know what the deer are. So that, in a nutshell, that's what we're going to be talking about here.
Right.
Opinions. So go ahead.
Well, it's real simple.
It's simple, but it's not.
They're filing lawsuits. They're doing everything they can to prevent this hunt. And the whole point is the park itself, it's not like they're not doing everything safely. They're literally going to petition off parts of the park where you can't even get near where they're going to be hunting. They're not allowed to be in, they're not allowed to like wander around and like they can't walk. They have to be up in tree stands. They can't use firearms. They can only use, are they allowed crossbows or
no crossbow.
They can't even use a crossbow.
No.
So, they have put a lot of parameters in place. And because these people all of a sudden come out of the woodwork to complain about this, because like you said, and this is one thing that always aggravates me, is we're going to treat these deer like they're our little puppy, or our Bambi deer from the movies. And because of that, they don't want this hunt to go there. Well, we fed them. You shouldn't have.
It's illegal.
It is.
And that's where I wanted to get with you, because again, go ahead and give me some details about that lawsuit.
Oh, slap that.
Yeah, he's got some
let's see
action
here.
He's got some action.
He got action on it.
Let's hear it.
No, it says here, the lawsuit is about a beloved local municipal park resorting to a public hunt of tame deer heard within the park boundaries. When the park executives have no scientific basis for perceived overpopulation of the deer and blah, 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 even though they say that it is 5 times the optimal amount of deer.
Now, hold on now. Now, hold on. In the newspaper, local newspaper did research, okay? And they said, and I think there's other stuff going on. They said that the DNR that did the research, the guy only saw one email and never even did a survey, never did that. Never. So, what's going on?
Well,
I don't know.
But here's the thing, and this is where common sense has to come into play.
I think we have
common sense. What is that?
I don't know.
Did they discontinue that in 1988?
They sure did. Okay. The bottom line is, because these people have fed the deer, there are abundant, and I don't care how many count. Like you said, it's probably 5 times the amount.
They're sitting along the road.
Well, they're
using a road for air conditioner.
That's right. They're using the road.
You know what I mean? We all seen that.
Oh yeah, what they'll do is their deer will literally lay next to the guardrail on this one turn on a state road that goes through the park, and during the summer they will use the cars driving by from the wind from the cars as air conditioning to keep cool.
Yeah, ingenious. How they know that, I don't know.
They do it.
Well,
they bed right
driving.
next to
Try asking the people whose car got hit by those deers.
Yes.
How they feel about it.
Yes.
Where are they?
Well, some of them still love them. Some.
Oh, they love them.
They still love them.
If I hit a deer with my car going up through Oglebay, I'd love it too. I'd love it on my plate with some mashed potatoes and gravy.
Some taters. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike. Keep reading.
Yeah.
All right.
What else we got on this thing?
Let's see here. Lawsuit claims that Oglebay deer are part of public property and have been hand-fed by the locals and tourists, making a deer tame.
Yeah, that's what you said.
And the Torresiva, that's the lawyer.
Torresiva?
Yeah. Mentions West Virginia code and lawsuit, which says it's illegal to bait or feed any wildlife on public land at any time.
Right.
Which goes back into the illegal part of it.
She's right. I'll take her on
and
that.
not to mention the fact that the hunters are
right.
also.
But here's my question then. And this is where it gets my goat here, is she's sitting there preaching code, saying, oh, it's illegal to bait deer. Mm-hmm. Well, you're sitting here trying to sue the state or sue the city or however you want to say it. You're trying to sue a park to stop them from hunting these deer. But where were you when all these people were illegally feeding these deer? I didn't see you coming out of the woodwork then.
I feel that this woman's more of an ambulance chasing, trying to you just get more clients or whatever the hell, you know how they do. Lawyers, you can't trust lawyers or weathermen. So, or politicians for that matter.
Well, like I'm saying, she didn't come out when all this problem started in the first place. And now that, again, if someone's trying to make a solution, now all of a sudden we want to come out and stop it. And
all right. So we got an attorney hidden in it. What else we got?
Got him freezing.
He's freezing?
He's like, what
Mike's freezing?
What? That's pretty.
That's it. So we got attorneys.
The lawsuit also mentions Dr. Carl Yurkovo, the veterinarian.
Yeah,
whose hospital happens to touch it. So pretty much he says the case. He's reviewed the case. He has, and agreed that the hunt is premature.
Premature.
And he will testify as an expert if needed.
Expert.
Yeah.
Experts.
So a veterinarian that works, I love him, works on mostly dogs and cats and everything else. Granted, he's probably qualified. Wants to state that this hunt shouldn't happen because why? Because it's next to his property? Yeah. Which again, how many acres is Oglebay Park? Like 1,000 or like 2,000?
It's at least 2,000. It's up there, man. There's
like 2,000 acres. Yeah. It's not like they're going to be going on his property to hunt this thing.
Well, here's the thing y'all got to think about. I think that's what his
motive is behind that.
Do you really think that Oglebay hasn't sat down, had meetings and said, here's couple options. Could we tranquilize deer and put them in a van and haul them? You know how much manpower that would take? How much resources we would have? Yeah, I mean, we would have to have vets. I mean, they would.
The deer's going to die anyway.
It would be more traumatic to do that than it would just take them out.
Yep.
Here's my problem. My problem with this whole thing, and I'm not gonna hunt there for my own reasons, is it sounds to me, now correct me if I'm wrong, you guys can have your own opinions. It sounds like if I had, which I do, I have 100 acres and I got 10 people, right? And they all want to hunt on my property. They have hunting license, they obey the laws, they do all this stuff. So how am I going to deal with it? It seems to me like they're taking a hat, like I would, put their names in there and just do a drawing, okay? And be like, well, Mark, Jeremy, Mike, all you guys can hunt this property. It sounds to me like they're the property owners. They're just using their tags to take care of that. So my problem is with this whole thing, if you're doing it as a management, this whole management, and I'm all for managing deer and all that stuff. If you're going to manage deer, then you should go through the federal or the state and get what we call crop damage tags and not let these hunters use their own tags to tag in these deer. There should be some kind of crop damage or some kind of proof. They should be able to get that from DNR.
Right.
So I kind of think of it like, so what's going on actually? Because if they want to manage the deer and they want to keep the deer off their property, then they would have a crop damage, correct? Some kind of crop damage thing.
The thing is, with crop damage, though, there might be, and I don't know this to be a fact, but I think to be able to apply for such permit, you have to prove that your crops are being damaged.
But they already said they already proved it. They said they had a biologist there. They had federal there. They had DNR there. They did the research. It was, I don't know how many percentage it was. If they could prove that, why didn't the DNR? And this is what's kind of I'm questioning this system because if DNR, because, in the paper, they said DNR had no idea about this. So if DNR didn't know, why didn't DNR say we have crop permits? So we'll let somebody come in. And my other question is,
well, were they asked?
I really don't think they know what the hell they were doing. I don't think marketing. Here's my thing. If you're going to manage a property, okay, first off, you're going to take out does. You're not going to take out bucks. They should have made it doe only.
Doe only. Yep.
No bucks. Just said, come in there, shoot does. And then they said they were going to do the feed the hungry. Well, we all know very closely
Yeah.
If we're going to feed the hungry, you just donate your deer. So that's nothing special for them. So what is it?
Well, are they going to do that? Because before they didn't even mention that.
They did mention it at first.
They did?
They said they were going to have,
Or
feed the hungry.
Farmers Feed the Hungry, like
Yeah,
an organization
but-
like that come in.
too.
But remember, guys, we're part of that, and we know that anyone can donate their meat.
course
It
they
doesn't
can.
have to be just an organization.
Yeah, we got a whole episode on it.
So I feel that it should have been doe only, or veterans or disabled people, the only one, or do a youngin' hunt, youth hunt, instead of having just these regular adults come in there and shoot I think they have to shoot a doe first, and then they can shoot a buck. My opinion is that's not management. Management is knocking out the does instead of the bucks.
What I think they should have done is, yes, one, obviously management is the key, because the issue is the deer are starving, the deer are sickly. The deer are suffering right now, which shocks me, where a veterinarian is going to say, oh, everything's fine, when our eyes tell us different.
We look up there and these deer are skinny as hell.
Yeah, they are not in a healthy state.
So, Mike, what's your thought, man? You've been sitting here. I want to hear your opinion about this Oglebay thing.
I think that the overpopulation is going to mess with the ecosystem, throwing everything out of whack.
Like cattle?
I guess, yeah. I mean, not like the cattle you see up at the Krishna farm. They look worse than a deer.
You know what I mean.
But no, I think that is a very good idea, just simply because, like I said, you have to tame the population. And regardless of how these people feel about it being pets and how they like to feed them from their hands and this and that, they are our food.
Yeah, exactly.
They are a food source.
Yes.
You want a pet? Get a dog. We'll take the deer.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, they treat them like pets. Here's the bottom line. What you're doing to that animal when you're feeding them Cheetos or apples or whatever the hell you're feeding them, you're making these deer dependent on human.
Yep.
Just like a dog, like you mentioned. Their natural survival skills in the woods
They're gone, dude.
are gone. So if you transfer a deer somewhere else, okay, let's say they tranquilize these and they shoot them, they put them in a van, they move them on.
It can't work.
They're going to die.
Yeah,
the coyotes are going to kill them anyways. I mean, let's add more coyotes. Here's an idea. Let's put more coyotes in the park and let's see how well that goes. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be guts drawn all over Shank Lake.
Yeah, exactly. You go jogging, coyote, but who boop,
Yeah, I mean, again, because that would be their other solution is, let's have wildlife take care of it. But the problem is coyotes are just too damn dangerous for the area. When they let them go loose now, I mean, we've been having issues with coyotes where they were having bounties on coyotes because there are so many of them.
Yeah.
I think it's open year round.
Well, coyotes are, so that wouldn't solve the issue.
No.
And that would just make it more dangerous, and the whole thing.
It's shady shit.
Well, if I was the head of it and they said, how would you want to do this, Chris? I would have said very simply, I would do what a lot of other cities that we've talked about in previous episodes would have done. I would have just found a team. One, I wouldn't announce it to the public, by the way.
No, that was stupid.
That was really dumb to make a big, orchestrated thing about this and we're going to do a lottery system and all this. I would have not mentioned it because, again, it's the park. It's our job to keep the public safe. It's our job to maintain the property, and that's all we're doing. I would have hired a professional team like other cities have.
Snipers.
Exactly.
Remember how they did snipers? We did that one episode and they had snipers.
Exactly. I would hire a professional team like that. I would have kept them in the actual woods part where there ain't no cabins, there ain't no part of the park. You said there's 2,000 acres.
I don't know. I'm guessing.
We're guessing, but we wouldn't put them in anywhere the public is at all. And I'd let them hunt it, until I got my numbers where I wanted them, all does, like you said. And then I would donate the stuff to the homeless and announce it after the fact. Here's what we did. Here's how we're trying to manage it and just call it a day.
Right.
But they wanted to make a big public spectacle of this. And because they did that, now they're dealing with this backlash, and they shouldn't even have to be dealing with the backlash.
also think that the biggest problem is we got these tofu eating hippie
The vegans.
couch hunters. You know what I mean? They live at mom and dad's. They're like, 30 years old, living at mommy and daddy, and they just want to bitch online. And you can see all these Facebook comments. They're like, oh, that's murder. That's like shooting fish in a barrel. Mm-hmm. I don't really think it's shooting fish in a barrel, because on the Oglebay side, they're talking about putting in areas that, not by the zoo, not by the lodge, not by the.
We're talking about golf courses. Who's out golfing it when it's 30 degrees outside?
Well, there are some, believe it or not. There's somewhere around. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Yeah, there's some weird ones.
So there's some weird golfers, but
but the point is, it's like they're in these secluded areas hunting, and they're not even going to be around people. They can't leave gut pals. They have to shoot a doe first before they shoot a buck. But once again, I got to harp this. Just do the does, quit shooting the bucks, because everybody's going to come in and want to shoot these bucks, and it's going to be, I don't know. I just think the whole thing is just, they didn't market it well.
They shouldn't have marketed it at all. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have marketed this at all, and
Sometimes
they shouldn't.
Quiet's the best way.
Exactly.
I mean,
I would have went with the classic line. I don't know if you all heard this. It's better to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. And the way they designed this was basically asking permission from the public, and now they're dealing with lawsuits and a whole big public backlash because people don't know that deer aren't pets. People just see that and say, well, I feed this one deer over time, when they shouldn't do that. They don't know the damage they do. And the thing is, it's not like the park doesn't try to prevent these people from doing this, by the way. They have signage saying don't feed the deer. They have signage that says don't feed the ducks either, which I know about. They love feeding them ducks, and then ducks don't even try to fly south anymore because of the general public not following the law.
they really, I mean, here's the problem with the feeding the animals and the deer and stuff. They still do it. They're not strict enough. If they put a fine, like they put $1,000 fine on there, nobody's going to throw out some Cheetos to old Bambi. They're going to be like, I ain't doing it.
Who's going to enforce it?
Well, it should be the Rangers. Yeah. DNR, Rangers. I mean, come on, man. You drive up there. I know for a fact they're out there. I've seen them. I drove up there just to take the daughter up there to walk around. They're freaking feeding them stuff. And I'm like, what is wrong with you people? You know what I mean?
The problem with them is they don't understand the damage it does to the environment, because they just think, oh, look, this is like a pet, kind of like at a zoo. Like it's like their own little personal zoo. And they're like, oh, I can just feed this animal right by my hand. How cool is that? And it is nice to see a deer close up. It is majestic. I'm not going to lie and say that it's not. When you get that close to deer, it is kind of a moment. And that's why people are doing it. Doesn't make it right. But that's why they do it
from you.
Yeah, right. But I mean, I don't have a problem. And then there's all these people who are talking about they're going to protest, right? So I don't have a problem if you want to go on the park and you want to hunt some deer, whatever. You know, I don't believe it's going to be shooting fish in a barrel. I believe it's going to be more challenging. But I think people are not knowledgeable. They said that Oglebay said something about they had a biologist or something from the zoo also do his own little survey. And I'm standing there going, okay, all right. So he did his own survey, but what did the federal do? What did DNR do? That's the question we need to ask. And now, apparently this case, correct me if I'm wrong, it's up to the judge's hands now. It's up to the judges.
I don't think the hunt's going to happen, personally.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think it's going to make it.
And you know what's going to happen? Old Miss Daisy or Betsy out there feeding these fucking deer and their little beamers running by there, or their little Subies. They're going to drive by and get smashed by a deer, and then they're going to have to pay them copays, and watch how fast they're going to be pissed.
Well, it's not even the factor of the copays. I mean, think someone can actually get hurt. Someone can actually get killed.
Yeah, well, 4th of July, I was sitting up on a hill waiting for the fireworks. All of a sudden, I see this herd of deer run down. There was kids and parents on this blanket, almost hit the the kids, hit a van.
The deer will trample.
Yeah, they'll trample them. And is that what's going to take? Is that what's going to take for people to be like, we need to take care of these deer?
Even then, they're still going to. That's what they don't understand. The people that are complaining right now and are so up in arms about this are the same people that don't ever want to try to find a solution for something.
No.
They just want to complain because they don't.
They're sitting on Facebook bitching.
They don't have anything. They're keyboard warriors, and they don't have anything with to do with their time but complain. And the thing is, yes, the park should have done things better, but the point is at least they are trying to do something.
Yeah.
What would you rather have them do? Because not only are the deer looking sickly and not getting enough nourishment.
They're looking bad.
There's also, what was the name of that disease?
CWD.
Thank you. CWD that could run wildfire in that herd any moment.
Yeah.
And that's why it shocks me that a veterinarian is sitting there trying, and I think that's a little more personal.
You know what it
biased.
is? I don't think he probably got pulled for that drawing, or some of these people. That's the other thing. They're probably pissed off because, I don't know. Maybe they didn't get the drawing or they didn't get chosen and they just want to bitch about it. I'm not against people killing deer. I'm not. I'm just saying that, I don't know. I think this, man, I think they f***ed up.
And one more time, like I said, it's not like people are going to be all over the park hunting these things.
Yeah.
There's
secluded, cut off area.
Specific designated areas.
Exactly.
You're not going to be sitting in Shank Lake, reeling in, arrow goes whizzing by your head to a deer 5 feet over here. That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
Hell?
What the hell was that?
Yeah, it's definitely,
these people are
they've put in safety measures, but the bottom line is now that this lawsuit's involved, the hunt's probably not going to happen. And now the deer are going to suffer another season. That's just a fact. They're going to suffer.
If they survive. There's deer running around with like knots on their, whatever you call that.
And
whatever.
Growths off their face.
Yeah. It's just they're all
what even
nasty.
causes that?
Well, they've been hit by cars. Some of them can't even walk, and then these people go, oh, come here, baby. I'll feed you because no, you need to put a bullet in their head and call it a day. That's what you need to do. They're, like Mike said, they're food. It's food. You know what I mean?
Again,
I just don't get it.
It's just the general public doesn't want to know or want to care. Because even there's another example up in, let's not say Yellowstone, what was the national park where a buffalo, I think it was a brand new baby buffalo was walking around the road. This guy comes out and let me hug it and gets all over it and takes pictures, selfies with it. They had to put it down because the minute you have human contact with it like that, they're done.
Tatonka.
Like the wrestler?
No. Remember Dances with Wolves? Tatonka.
Yeah. But
I don't know. I just feel that.
But even there, I don't feel bad for those people. Like when they go and mess with the buffalo and they get stomped themselves.
They're idiots.
Once again, that buffalo weighs 2,000 pounds?
Oh,
That's like a 2,000-pound cow.
Yeah.
You're going to rub its face? What do you think it's going to do?
It's wild.
It's going to gore you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're feeding these deer. And think about the rut, too. That's another thing. The rut, these bucks get all crazy. They start chasing. There was a video we seen on YouTube. Maybe you could post it up on here. Yeah. That a woman, gets out of her car and this buck just wouldn't leave her the hell alone and just attack her in her own driveway. You know what I mean?
And that's not just with deer either. Animals just if you have Coons, population out of control, this is going to happen. And it just, if you have humans around wildlife and you keep increasing the wildlife and the wildlife's not being killed off by any predators or anything, it just keeps getting worse and worse, you're going to have this. There's a prime example in Texas.
All right.
Where they have a mega pig problem down there. There are pigs everywhere. Like you throw a stone, you're going to hit a pig. That's how many pigs are in that damn
we should be there.
State.
We should be there.
And the thing is, you can just hunt. They don't even, they just want to get rid of them. They're just a pest. Yeah. The problem is one of those pigs literally gored I think she was 80 some years old. All she was doing was walk into her mailbox and it came up and it just ate her alive, killed her. And that kind of stuff can happen. It's like, look, I know it looks cute in the deer, but if you get something mad enough or crazy enough or enough riddle with disease, rabies, I don't know, it can come right at you and it's going to hurt people. And it's like, why are you on this fight now? Where were you guys? And I'm talking to the people that are complaining. Where were you when this problem started?
It's getting serious, Mike.
Well, it's real serious. I mean, where were you when all this happened? You didn't ask for any kind of solution then.
They're couch
This has been
fighters,
going on
man.
for 20, 30 years where this could have been handled? And now that the park tries to step in to try to handle it because they're trying to protect the public, now you want to come in and be the keyboard warriors?
No,
Like,
the
come on
point
now.
is that everybody's pissed off. Nobody's ever happy. They're always bitching about something. Nobody can mind their own damn business. I mean, I look at the park at this. They screwed up. Somehow along the lines, I'm looking at that and I'm going to say, y'all f***ed up.
Yeah.
They did. Because number one, like you said, they broadcasted it. Well, according to sources, someone leaked it out. So then they had to go ahead and do this news thing.
Well, wait a minute. Who leaked it? Did they ever find
I
who
don't
leaked
have
it?
freaking know. They just did it. And
somebody leaked
somebody. I don't know what it was, an employee or something like this. So leaked it out. And so then they had to go ahead and do it. And then they started doing this lottery thing, which in Utah, I think for elk and stuff, they do a lottery thing where you go in on the DNR website, you type in to request to get a tag. You don't pay for it. Well, at first, Oglebay said $25 and it goes in this lottery. Well, why the fuck would you pay $25? What are you paying $25 for? They don't have tree stands set up for you.
Right.
They don't have nothing. What are you paying $25? Then they said, well, we're not doing that. Then they said they talked to the DNR. They talked to the buyer. There's a lot of questions I ask about that situation on the legal standpoint, but I'm not trying to take sides. I'm just sitting here going, that's a lot of questions there. You know, there's too many questions.
Well, they're going to get the answer soon.
Oh, they will, because it's in the judge's hand.
Once the judge looked at it, he's going to find out if DNR was contacted. They're going to find out if they did what they were due diligence or not. And I guess it'll shake out that way.
Exactly.
It's just disappointing to me.
All the research.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, the ambulance chaser, she's done her homework.
Well, yeah, she decided she wanted to be the knight in shining armor on this.
Oh,
this is where
fight
it's
for fur.
You know,
she says she hunts. I don't believe it.
No, and I don't buy that.
I think
either.
she's full of shit, trying to better herself.
I think she's taking an opportunity here, and she hit while the iron's hot, and this. All I can say is, again, I just feel terrible that the deer are going to suffer this winter.
They're going to suffer.
They're not going to have the golfers out there feeding them. They're already skinny. They're already sickly as it is.
Yeah.
They're going to suffer. That's it. I just feel that's terrible.
Well, these loving, animal activists.
Hey, if you want to pet an animal, what a coincidence. Oglebay also has a petting zoo.
Oh, yeah.
You can walk right in there, pay him $5 here.
Well, no, you just said it, though. You have to pay money to do that.
Oh.
They don't have any.
Oh, that's right.
They don't have any money because they don't work.
Good
They're
point.
too busy
Mommy,
with a
can you bring
keyboard.
me some Yoo-hoo and $5 so I can go pet a goat?
When I get out.
But it's weird because I think on both sides screwed up. I don't know. I'm not saying that the DNR officer is lying, and I'm not saying that Oglebay's lying. I'm saying there's a lot of loophole. There's a lot of holes in this.
Yeah,
whole
not really
comment.
saying that either side is really wrong.
My question.
But nobody's answering questions.
Well, and they're not going to because now they're all tied up in this lawsuit.
Yeah.
And the question I would wonder is when we're talking about the DNR officer and he's saying he got an email from the park or whatever it is, did they just try to contact him or did they go above his head and actually just try to reach the agency itself?
See, that's another thing.
He could have went to the top
don't get one
brass.
answer.
Yeah.
Go to the next one.
Yeah, because again, they may have tried to ask him something. He may have not got to him in time, and they may went to the top brass of things. I mean, it's not out of this world to think city officials would try to talk to government officials above the regular officer. I mean, come on. That's not out of the question. But these are things we don't know, and we're not going to know. until all this lawsuit stuff shakes out. But the bottom line is, I mean, I'm betting 80%, 20%.
80.
You think? I think 80 is my guess.
Betting on this, Mike?
Yeah, Mike. What do you think? What do you
betting
think?
a pizza on this one, or what?
What's pizza, Mike, on this?
That depends. How many toppings? If it's gonna be a rich bet.
Oh, I don't know. How many toppings we got? 4. That's real high.
That's a lot of toppings.
That's a lot.
That's an artisan.
We
mean whether or not it's going to happen? Is that?
Yeah.
Are you going to throw in a pepperoni roll on this one?
I don't know. The truth is, just like anything else, it's 50-50. It'll either happen or it won't. And if it doesn't happen, I'm with you. I agree that those deer are going to suffer because, like I said, lack of food source, lack of a natural instinct.
Ah,
the instinct is gone.
You threw the instinct in.
I did.
One man.
And no, like I said though, if they cancel it, fine. You know what I mean? That's whatever. You know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a lawmaker.
But who's going to take care of these injured deer?
They don't care.
That one veterinarian.
Oh,
he signed that.
Yeah. Why don't he fucking do something? Why don't he go out there
and stall out back?
Yeah. Why don't he bring him in there and be like, I'm going to take care of them. You know?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, as if his property
to him like Snow White.
His property's right up against Oglebay Park.
Yeah,
apparently.
I'll tell you what.
Right?
Let's ask that veterinarian.
Yeah.
Let's ask him what he's going to do. What is he going to do? Because I got a solution. I'm going to put 2 bullets in the back of their head and I'm going to throw them in a cooler. Is what I'm going to do. You know, if I was allowed. No,
it ain't going to happen.
Should specify the deer.
Yes.
Like I said,
deer.
80%, this is not going to happen.
I don't think it is.
They might try to push through, but I just don't see now that they've got so many roadblocks in place. They're just going to say the hell with it.
I think
and the thing that I'm afraid of is, are they ever going to revisit it? Or is it going to get 10 times worse? Because every year it gets worse.
And in the following year.
Every year it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. And then what's going to happen? Are they eventually going to do, like what my suggestion would be, hire a professional team and just handle it?
Oh, bullshit, they will. They'll about that.
Well, yeah, it costs money.
Yeah, because it's going to cost money. And they're not just putting a toll on, the hunter, they're putting a toll on the business. I mean, nowadays you can't even get employees to freaking work and let alone, just try to keep a company afloat. They're not doing any favors to this park. They're not. And it's a wonderful park. Yeah, it's great for awesome kids, great for the whole family. Great. It is. It's fantastic.
Festival of Lights coming up, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Make sure you check them out. That's pretty cool. Yep, but like the problem is they're not doing any favors, but they don't give a shit about that because all they give a shit about is their own damn pocket. That damn lawyers and the vet and there's a couple other people. I don't know what other bull is behind that.
They're scoring political points here too. I mean, who knows where this may lead? Like I said, this lady, she's coming out and now she's doing all this. I don't know the politics of Wheeling, but I wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden she's trying to run for mayor. She's trying to run for some political position. Don't know. And everybody like, oh yeah, I stood up and fought for the little guy.
Attorney anyways, and she's just trying to get business. I don't know. I mean,
we don't know.
We don't go through attorneys.
To this article, I've never even heard of her, to be honest with you.
Really? It's like, what was her name again? Like, what was his, like German?
And I deliver pizzas all over the place. I know all the
Pizza
places.
Mike.
I mean, when we got Pizza Mike here saying you don't know you, that's
if Pizza Mike don't know you, you ain't shit. You know what I mean? Because he knows all your toppings. You know what I mean? Exactly He's been on your toppings. You know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, like with all this stuff coming down, I just hope. I wish they would do this. I wish they would have did a youth hunt up there, only does. Disabled veterans disabled people like we work with, accessible hunters, folks like that don't have the opportunity. They go to public land, and you know how public land is. It's
hard to hunt.
You go hunt. There's 60 people in like a 100-yard radius, and you're like woo woo, and they're like woo woo right back at you.
Yeah,
this would be a great opportunity for that and getting the young ones in there. I feel that they're gonna be f***ed up on the marketing. They up on trying to do this the right way because once again, uneducated, have no idea. They're listening to the wrong people. They should have gathered up a bunch of hunters all at once and asked them what their opinion is, or get a bunch of biologists that know what the they're talking about, and they hunt.
And not to mention the fact that even when it comes to the hunters, it's not like 100% of the hunter would side the hunt. There would be some separated off.
There would. It would be some degree of separation between that. So I feel I don't want to take sides. I don't want to take sides. But here's the thing. I hope and I pray that there's not some kind of, protesting where they try to make someone feel guilty for hunting.
I don't think it's going to come to that.
You think it's going to stop?
I don't think it's going to happen.
What's your take on it? You think it's going to stop it, or you think they're going to proceed?
I think that there's always going to be protests, no matter what is offered.
You're right.
But what do you think? What do you think the park's going to do? Do you think they're going to pursue?
I think they're going to.
The park's going to be just fine, regardless. I think there's going to be a lot of people that. But
I'll
never get there again.
What I'm asking is, do you think the hunt's going to happen? Like, do you think the park's going to push through, or do you think this lawsuit's going to kick it? What is your judgment call on that? If you had to guess, if you had a crystal ball and Pizza Mike world.
Let me.
You get the crystal ball out here, Pizza Mike.
The
crystal pizza.
He spins it.
According to this topping right here, I think that eventually the hunt will happen.
Okay.
It's just that with all the legalities going on now, I think that it's going to be postponed for now.
So you don't think the season's happening for sure?
I don't.
Okay, that's your opinion on it.
I feel that it's probably going to push through. Next year, I think there's going to be a lot of red tape.
So you think the season's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen.
I don't think the season's going to happen.
I think they're going to say, we're moving forward. And I think that judge, whoever the judge is going to say,
who's hopefully a hunter.
Go for it. Hopefully.
I
don't know.
I think the argument that they're trying to say with the public property thing and the case that they're trying to present is going to cause enough headache that they're just going to say, the hell with it. Let's put it off for now. And then they may never revisit. I hope they do.
Keep this in mind, though.
Again, I'm more negative on this.
Keep
than
this
you guys
in mind.
Are.
Half Oglebay city, half of it's county.
Right.
Y'all know that? Half of it's city, half of it's county. So if you're saying it's going to be a city thing, to hunt in a city ordinance, you got to have a city permit to bow hunt.
Right.
In county, you just need a state license. Hunt. So how is that? Where are they going to place it? I think what they should have done was brought these people in, even the judges, all this stuff, and say, this is where we're putting this person. This is where we're putting this person. This is how we're going to do things. I think they should have really thought about this shit.
What they could have done.
But wasn't it, didn't I read on there that the people that are going to hunt up there, they do have specific spots that they're allowed to go to, not just wander all over the place.
They can't wander. They have to be in a tree stand. They have to be there. Before, I was like, well, are they going to have tree stands provided? But no, they have to have their own climber or saddle to hunt in these areas too. So once again, I go back to, why do you need $25 between a hunter for this drawing? Because if you're not providing a tree stand, you're not providing a blind, why are they paying money? That's my other question.
Already bought my license. I could just go hunt at Bear Rock for free.
Well, right. Or any other public hunting.
You make a good point with that, because the thing is, as according to the lawsuit states, it's public property.
Right.
We're paying tax dollars for that park to exist.
We are the public.
We are the public. My point is, if you got how should I say this? If it's public property, you shouldn't be able to charge additional charges to hunt on the same property that if a hunter would go to any other public park or I wouldn't say park, but public land to hunt, he doesn't have to spend any special additional money to do that. I think that's a money grab. Now, if the park was so concerned about safety, I would have personally done, and I know Paul has mentioned this in the past, is, which will leave with urban hunting, is there's special classes and courses that you can take to hunt at those certain locations.
I didn't even know there was an urban class to take.
Well, yeah, because I know Paul's mentioned it to me before, is that you have to take like a special class for urban hunting. I don't know how long or how much it takes to do that. Yeah, what is
There's
that?
a certain time during the early season, I think it's around September, where you could take this special hunting course. So you can hunt in the city. So basically you got your
I would require that if I was the park.
Right. Which they do ask. No, on the application.
And I assume that would cost money, right?
For that?
Yeah.
No, you just go to the class.
They don't charge additional charges for the class?
No, for the class. You just go in.
Okay.
You do it. So on the application, now to answer that question, on Oglebay's application online, and you guys can go to oglebay.com, check it out. They asked your hunter safety course card. They asked if you had any additional safety, courses, which is city and all that. So they covered that. They asked, how many years have you been hunting? So these people have to have anywhere from, 10 years plus of hunting, because they didn't want some Joe Schmo from 1 year to go out there and bling and
So they at least try to do some vetting.
They did do that.
But again, with this lawsuit, these people don't care about public safety really when it comes to this. They just care about the animal.
But they're also overpopulated, what I heard with raccoons.
I'm sure they are.
And squirrels. And,
I was down just one joint down in
the squirrel thing I don't know about, but with raccoons, I mean, I assume they have some kind of poison that they actually just put out for raccoons, isn't it?
That DNR or federal dump something throughout the woods, but
poison the raccoons. It's better to poison the raccoons and let them suffer than hunt them, than just shoot them.
Yeah, right.
okay.
Well, there's certain times a year you can only hunt coon during February. Between February, clear to January to February. Or
is that just
November.
Hunting them, like shooting them, or can you trap them? I was going to say, what about trapping?
You trap them, you can hunt them. I don't know all that. I'm not a coon hunter. I never.
we don't have a detail on that one.
We don't have a bunch of dogs on there. We can't.
You'll have to do your own research.
But back to the thing. I just hope that this doesn't stop hunting all in general, in the area. You know what I mean?
We're in the Ohio Valley. Hunting's not going to stop.
No,
this might particular hunt in this one particular circumstance, they might be able to stop then. This, and this may never be revisited again. We'll find out. Only time will tell. But regular hunting in West Virginia is not going to go away. And it's going to be people like us and Everts that are just keep hammering it home. And it's never going to go away. So you can just forget that.
Yeah, but if they can stop this, who knows? And they're starting to do this
that's
over.
Why it's important to get out there and vote.
That's true. But also they're doing this, and keep this in mind. They're doing it in other city and state parks in PA and Ohio and all that stuff. But guys, that's all the time we got for today. I wish we could talk more about it. And our opinions, it really don't fucking matter.
Everybody has an opinion.
Everybody has an opinion. We got Pizza Mike today.
Yeah, Pizza Mike.
And you start looking for him. Because he's going to be on Timber Talk a lot.
Yep.
And he's going to be with Timberbucks as well. He's a good old boy. If you don't know him, we call him Pizza Mike because it's Pizza Mike.
And thank you for having me.
Oh, man, we bring you on every time.
Yeah.
And you will be back. I guarantee that.
Return of Pizza Mike.
Return of the Pizza Mike. If you like Pizza
nice
Mike.
Pie right in the middle of the table.
Right, hey,
that's a good
pizza.
idea.
Oh, but you got to pay $25 per slice.
What? $25 per slice.
What the fuck
kind of pizza is this?
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
It's brought by Pizza Mike.
Oh,
I mean, it's special. It's special.
If you want to pay $20, I'm not. I'm just going to eat whatever falls off. So anyways, guys, that's all the time we have today. This is, I guess, is a touchy subject for most people, hunters. I say kill them all and
post your opinion.
Let them lay. But, it is what it is. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Check us out wherever this podcast is broadcast. And we thank you so much for watching.
Leave comments.
Subscribe. Send us messages. You'll see all the Timberbucks and all the Timber Talk people on our Facebook. Hit them up, ask them questions. They're pretty knowledgeable, man. If you want to know how to make a good pizza pie, that's that guy right there. The Pizza Mike guy.
Insert fake Italian quote. Okay.
Pizza Mike. But anyways, guys, check us out wherever this podcast is broadcast. And I'm Paul.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Michael.
Hey, God bless you. We'll see you again
next time.